With the school year coming to a close, students are starting to think about their schedules for next year. For this year's juniors, you have the option to take AP Psychology. This class is taught by Miss Holth as of this year. Today I've brought in Miss Holth to answer a few questions about the class. So, Miss Holth, as it's something most students consider when choosing classes, what does the workload for AP Psychology look like?
AP Psychology is equivalent to a college class, so there is quite a bit of work involved, but I think it's pretty reasonable. There's a lot of reading that's expected, and the main part is vocabulary, writing out vocabulary, being confident with the words, so there are some vocab quizzes, and then the rest of it is just really in-class work and in-class discussions with maybe a few other presentations.
That sounds quite simple. What parts of psychology are discussed in your class?
AP Psychology is equivalent to an intro-level psychology class at a college, and so we really cover all different areas of psychology. It's kind of like a general overview. Some of the main things that we talk about that people come away with would be like background history on psychology. We look at the different parts of the brain. The learning unit is one that people tend to remember really often. We do a whole unit on personality, and then of course there's the abnormal psychology, but there's lots more involved with it too.
Very interesting. Many AP classes are offered. Why would somebody want to take AP Psychology?
AP Psychology is a great course for everyone, even if it's not something that you're planning on pursuing, because psychology relates to everyday life. It's one of the things we always joke about in class. Like once we talk about it in class, you'll see it out in the real world and you can't escape it. It's a really good class for everybody to take.
Thank you so much for coming in and answering these questions, Miss Holth. I hope your student numbers for AP Psychology are high next year. Next, we've also brought in Kit Hernandez, an AP Psychology student, to ask her a few questions about the class. Kit, as people like to have their time considered before picking a class, how much do you need to study for AP Psychology tests?
I'm weird in that I don't have to study for any tests, really, but psych especially, because for me, it just sticks in my brain because I've always been interested in psychology, so it just kind of fits.
Seems easy enough. Now, many students are choosing classes that seem interesting, so what about AP Psychology interests you?
Everything about AP Psychology interests me, honestly. I have had an interest in psychology since I was a kid because my mom is a psychologist, so it's really interesting to me specifically because that is something that I've always been interested in, and getting to actually learn the terminology myself is really nice.
Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions, Kit. And once again, thank you to Ms. Holth. We hope you consider taking AP Psychology next year. I'm Morgan Harris with M6, your hometown station.